Have you ever interacted with people and think, God, this is a mess and I'm so overwhelmed, I don't even know where to start? If you've ever been to a job fair or maybe the first day of school, the first day of a job, and it just feels like there's so many opportunities and there's so much to do, I don't even know where to begin. I find that happens a lot, especially as we have young professionals coming into the working world, and it gets so complicated. It gets so complicated because now you don't have a structured friend group. You have people who are probably more like you than you've ever had before, but now you're relying on your own social skills to be able to make friends and build connections. And things can get blurry very, very quickly as you're trying to find a sense of who you are as a professional, who you are as a person, who you are as a friend. And oftentimes we get into some sticky situations when it comes to friendship, dating, and trying to build our professional career. And so I am here to support you, and we're going to talk about the algorithm of networking and making friends today. And so what that looks like is there is predictability in behavior. And if you go to yesterday's video, you're going to hear all about predictability and behavior. And so we can actually map out how to interact with others and maximize on that experience. And what it is first we have to breathe and be present. We need to be in the here and now. We have to have that mind-body connectedness, because when we don't, the limbic system will start percolating. It's gonna feel fearful. It's going to open up those universal constructs of I'm not being seen and heard, I don't belong. We're gonna open up some self-fulfilling prophecies and start pushing people away because we're afraid they're gonna push us away. All these dynamics come in, it's a lot. So we start with breathing and being grounded, and then we start to find awareness. Like, what is our intention for these interactions? What do we want to gain out of that? The more that we can be grounded in an intention, in a purpose, in a meaning, the easier it is to be able to engage in others. And so I talk a lot about, and there's a previous video, and I can give you a link in it in the video description, is that we have no control over outcomes. We only have control over our processes. And so this is what the algorithm's about. It's making yourself available for as many processes as possible so that you are available to help somebody else achieve their outcomes, and they're available to help you achieve your outcomes. And so when we set an intention, when we find what our values and beliefs are, and we make every decision based on those values and beliefs, then what we're doing is we're setting a framework of this is what I want to talk about, this is how I want to interact, and we're setting consistent boundaries. Boundaries are our friends, and many times we find ourselves moving further and further away from our boundaries and further away from our values and beliefs. And it happens for a lot of reasons. Some people were never taught boundaries. It's not like we sit down in school and say, well, here are boundaries. We kind of say sharing means caring, which says, come into my circle and I can come into your circle, and we're supposed to be friends. If you're in my circle and I'm in your circle, then we're technically friends, right? That's not a boundary. That's not a boundary. You want to have your circle, and you can share with others, so you can pull things from your circle and mindfully and intentfully put them in their circle. But you never want to mix circles. You want to be very clear what your shape is and what other people's shapes, and that they do not overlap. And then what we want to do is, after we've set clear intentions, we're making decisions on our values, we're setting boundaries, consistent boundaries that says this is my circle, and you can have these things out of my circle, but you can't come into my circle. Then what we're trying to do is find conversation that says, let's take both of our circles and go do something together. I kind of do stuff in my circle, you do stuff in your circle, but we're sharing that experience together. And that can mean literally going and doing something together. It could be, let's go on this verbal journey together and talk about something that we both enjoy. And then that leads to kind of a decision, like, does this somebody that I enjoyed this journey, I'd like to take more journeys? Then we offer up and say, hey, I like this journey, I'd love to do this journey again some other time. And then creating a constructive of what are we going to do? Are we going to actually take this journey literally somewhere? Are we going to have the same conversation over and over again? Are we going to expand on this journey? Let's read a book together and let's talk about it because it's related to the journey we just had. Whatever the case may be. But that's the algorithm of friendship. That's the algorithm of networking. That is the algorithm of interacting and being successful with people. You're finding your side of the street. You're finding you and what you want, and you're setting consistent boundaries of what that is. And you're looking at other people to see, what do they want? What does their side of the street look like? We do not comment. We do not go over there. We stay in our circle. We stay on our side of the street. But we are aware. We're aware of what they fill their world with and what they want and what their values are. We acknowledge their values, we acknowledge our values, and we make shared compromises so that we are on a journey together in our own separate circles. I work with thousands of people on their success journey. We're learning about not only what our behaviors are, but why other people are doing what they're doing and how to be the most successful with them. If this is something that you are interested in, go into the video description and click on the free 15-minute wellness insight. I am happy to show you and help you begin your journey. This is my passion. I've got 3 books out. I'm working on my 4th book. We've got success groups that are going to talk about interpersonal skills over the next 9 weeks, starting on February 24th. So if you are interested, you can comment below to say I'm in. I'm happy to message you. You can go and I have a link and you can click on that link and start signing up. Thank you so much. I am Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions.